everyone, welcome back to Glastonbury Designs Workshop. I'm glad you're able to join us and we're blessed to have you. Today I'm going to talk about how you can create a little bit of extra income in your shop with scraps and leftover pieces from the projects that you're working on. Some of you might already be doing this. One of the ways that I do it is I create cutting boards. Everybody has to cook, everybody has to prepare food, and most generally each household has at least one food prep surface, probably a cutting board. I make all my cutting boards in different shapes and sizes based off from my scrap availability. I do use some fresh lumber, and I also make them different shapes and sizes because everybody's kitchen is a different shape or a size. Everybody's space availability isn't the same, and their needs aren't the same. Some people want a big cutting board, some people just want a little cutting board. Some people want a long cutting board put out on the coffee table and football games, and some don't. It just depends on what they're in. I'm able to keep the cost of my cutting board projects to a minimum because I'm able to use, or what I do is I save my scrap lumber. Any cutoffs that I have, I save and I turn into cutting boards if it's a hard wood. And like I said, I do start with some fresh lumber. Like this piece right here, this is going to become a paddle board. My paddle boards seem to be fairly popular. They have a live edge on one side or the other. This board will get a hole in the handle here and probably some sort of rawhide string, or maybe I'll just leave it. My boards are pretty random, and I think that makes them unique, and I think that that's one of the things that leads people to want them. But this board will be cut. I'll get 3 sections out of this, and there'll be 3 paddle boards that come out of that board there. Scrap pieces of lumber. These are all pieces of hardwood that are waiting to be turned into cutting boards. It doesn't look like particularly anything, but this piece here is about 1 foot long. You put a couple of other pieces on either side of it, you got yourself a nice little cutting board for somebody's small apartment, or their this small food prep. Maybe they're cooking for themselves tonight. I like to use thin pieces, little thin scraps. These are about 1/4 inch wide, just as accent pieces. It dresses up the board. This particular board, the little accent pieces are made of Paduke, and it just goes with the board. I think it outlines it's got curly walnut in the center. You can't really see it right now, but you'll be able to see it when the oil's on it when it's finished. I think it accents the walnut fairly well in the other wood that's in it, which is ash. All the boards have to be symmetrical either. Like this board here is the same on either side of the walnut. This board could end right here with the walnut, and it would still be a nice board. And people like buying stuff like that. They like things that are different. It adds value. One of the ways that I get my ideas to build my cutting boards is I shop other sites that list cutting boards. I shop Etsy, I shop eBay, I shop Amazon. I'm part of a page on Facebook that is devoted to just building cutting boards. So that's how I get my ideas. I try to take a little bit of what everybody's doing, put it into my own project, and come up with my own style. This board just came out of this clamp. So before I put another board in this clamp, I'm going to go through, get off all the excess glue. I usually do that with just a little piece of abrasive, some steel wool, or just a little piece of sandpaper that's probably not usable for a project, but something that I won't mind just taking a little bit of the glue off so that the clamps move back and forth and they're pretty freed up for the next project. Another thing I like to do is I like to use, this is my board butter. All this is a combination of a little bit of olive oil and some beeswax. Makes the boards look really good, gives them a nice sheen. and it adds a little bit to the mineral oil bath that they go through. One of the things that I like to do is I put this in a little tin that's about the size of the cap here on the mason jar. I sell those tins for $8 a piece. Creates a little bit of income that's related to the cutting boards. It's another way for you to create income out of your shop. There's all kinds of creative ways to make income come out of your shop. And I found the cutting boards work fairly well for me. How do I price my boards? I get a lot of people asking me that. How do you come up with a price that works for you, that works for your customer base? So far, what I've done, I believe I found this on Facebook. I read the formula, I tried it, and it worked. It's been working for the past 3 years since I've been building cutting boards. So what I do is, I measure my cutting board. I got a 12-inch wide cutting board here by 16 inches. Now this cutting board will get rubber feet in each corner once I determine what side's going to be the top and what side's going to be the bottom. So this board right now is 1 inch thick. The rubber feet will add another 1/4 of an inch. I price those in. So this board will be priced as 1 1/4 inch board. What I do is, I go 16 times 20, 16 times 12, and multiply that by 1 1/4 inch. That gives me 240, and then I divide it out by 3. And then come up with a cost of $80. So that's what I'm going to sell this board for. This board's going to sell when it's got the oil bath on it, when it's been treated with the wax. This board's going to sell for $80 on my website. Now, one of the things that I do is I offer free shipping anywhere in the lower 48 states. I can't offer free shipping outside of that because it's so expensive for me. But I offer free shipping, and that lowers the buyer's cost a little bit because they don't have to buy the board for $80 and then pay, I think it costs $17 to ship it from here to California. So the board's not $97, it's $80. It's what you pay for it. So that's the width times the length times the thickness divided by 3. That's how I come up with that price. Now this little end grain here, since end grains have an additional step to recut and then re-glue, the end grains are the same way. So the width times the length times the thickness, and then I divide it out by 2.5. So this board here is 11.5 by 11. With the feet on it, actually this one's not getting feet because it's so thick. I want it to be a double-sided board. So this board will be 2.5 inches thick right now. So this board comes up to $125. It's about an 11 by 11 board, 2.5 inches thick. This board will last a lifetime. It will get treated with the mineral oil, we'll get the wax treatment, and then it'll be offered on the website for free shipping. $125 board. And it's just leftover pieces. So what was being thrown away has now been turned into $125. So that's just some of the ways that you can create a little bit of extra income out of your shop and fund your passion for woodworking. Thank all my subscribers. Picked up a couple of new subscribers this week. I appreciate that. I appreciate all my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would appreciate if you do. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you have anything to comment, I take any type of comment down in the description, down in the comments below. And until we see each other again, stay blessed.